Live.
Good afternoon, guys, or good evening if you're tuning in from the UK, or good early morning if you're in Australia or New Zealand. But welcome, you guys. Amanda, my friend Amanda Acosta, and I have some really cool stuff to share with you. I'm going to show some stuff on Facebook, and Amanda's going to show some really amazing stuff she's been doing on Instagram. So we can't wait to get started. Got a lot of good stuff for you. So if you don't already know me, I am Erin Birch. I'm an L5 leader inside MLSP, My Lead System Pro. It's an attraction marketing training and marketing system. It's where you need to be if you want to learn how to market online like a pro and grow your business. So, and then we have Amanda Acosta on board here. Amanda's got some stuff to share that I am dying to learn because I am not the Instagram pro here, and Amanda has really learned some big stuff lately, and she's going to share that with you. So let's get started, you guys. Give you some meat and potatoes here. So my thoughts on, we're going to teach you how to connect, not just contact people, on Facebook and Instagram, but connect. Because when you have the ability to really connect on a deep level with people, even on social media, this is where you make a lot more sales and grow your business a lot faster. I truly believe that being a really good communicator is the #1 skill to have in life. I don't care how how good you are in math, your communication skills, oh my gosh, they can make you an absolute fortune. They improve all areas of your life. So that is my favorite thing to teach. So let's jump into it. Connecting. Oh my gosh. As you all know, when you have a home business, network marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it, social media is a place where you can connect with a whole ton of people very quickly. That is why I do all my marketing online. So we're going to show you some tricks today to how to, stuff you can apply into your own business starting today and start getting better results. I've had a lot of questions lately, people asking, well, where do you find these people to connect with on Facebook, right? Where do you find them? So I'm going to go through some ways that you can find more people to talk to, and then I'm going to show you how you can create a really strong connection with people. So let's see if I can screen share. Wish me luck.
Handle that, techie.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I messed this up. Every time I go to screen share, so you guys tell me if you can see my Facebook page.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. Okay. So, #1 place, if you haven't heard this, I'm going to review this. Going on to other people's pages, for example, we're talking about big leaders who have a huge amount of people following them. This is a great place to go and connect with people. You're not stealing, for example, our friend Ray Higdon's followers. You're connecting. This is kind of what networking is, right? You're out there to connect with people. So you can simply go on to Robert Kiyosaki's, all the big people in the industry. You can go on to their groups pages, wherever, and simply connect with people. So, you can click on people and follow. You can start following people so that they start seeing your posts. And a lot of the times, these people will send you a friend request. So a lot of people don't have their follow buttons even, activated, which is crazy. There's Sherry. Hey, Sherry, if you don't have she's following me, so I could send her a friend request. But if you don't have your follow button activated, activate it. Absolutely. Also, getting involved in conversations. When you get involved in a conversation and you leave a comment, it's kind of like leaving a business card. If people are interested in what you've had to say, they're going to click on you and check you out, right? They might decide to follow you, and you can send them a friend request, or you can follow back, or they're going to send you a friend request. And to be honest with you, these are better quality prospects. The people who follow the big leaders in the industry, they kind of get it. You know, you can also go into the networking groups, you know, those spammy networking groups, but my personal opinion is they're not usually as good quality prospects because they haven't figured it out yet that this is a relationship business. They're going into these groups and dropping their links, so they aren't always good quality prospects. If you find differently, awesome. Awesome. Another thing you can do is there are the actual networking groups on Facebook, you know, where it's people who understand that they're going to make money by forming a network of followers. So you can go in. Why is it every time I do a webinar, there's a helicopter flying over my house? Holy cow, my whole house is fine.
Did we lose Erin? Okay, she's coming back.
Do is think of the niche markets. For example, if you are in health and wellness, you can go into the health and wellness groups and start dropping some value and making friends in there, right? Health and wellness, oh gosh, there's tons of stuff that comes up. So you can go into these groups. Well, there you go. There's a group. Holy cow, right? You can get involved. If it's a person's private page, you're not going to go into there. But if it's a group that's open for all, this is somebody's private page, I believe. But if it's a group that is open for all people who just want to talk about health and wellness, that is a fantastic place to go in and make friends and get involved in conversations. But here's another thing to think about. What are you passionate about? Right? If you are really big into, say, animal rescue, for example, there's probably some groups on Facebook that are really into, you know, that are all about dogs and animal rescue. That is a great place to connect with people. You know why? Because when you share a common passion with the person, you build deep rapport with that person very, very quickly. And what that does is it makes it much easier for you to swing the conversation to business, right? When you've been talking about your passion, you know, helping dogs, you can't see my screen? Alicia's saying,
no screen.
Oh, interesting. Wonder why that would be.
Maybe when you popped off.
Oh. I have no idea why that would be. Very interesting. But you can still hear me, eh? Why would that be? Not too sure what to do about that. Unless I go all the way. Sorry?
We can hear you.
Interesting. Well, if I go back to Google Hangouts. Let's see if I can screen share again. Maybe I'll just give it another try. Because I did want to show you guys my timeline. Otherwise, you guys, yeah, thanks, Ray. Not a big deal because, oh, Lord. Otherwise, I will just keep talking. Your entire screen.
Hey there, Erin.
Yes.
1 second.
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. You guys know how techie I am, right? Oh.
Hey, Erin. Sorry.
Screen. Yes?
Yes. So you're clicking show the green button screen share?
Yes.
And then click entire screen?
Yep. And share.
Okay, I am going to refresh. Everyone may drop for a second, but they'll come back.
Okay. Otherwise, I will just talk you guys through what I wanted to teach today. Not really that big of a deal. Just give us a second, guys. Can you guys still hear me talking, though? Because I can keep talking.
Yeah, you can keep talking. Yeah, we can.
I've got
We can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Okay, because I've got lots of stuff to say. So what I was talking about, you know, going into these groups where if you have a strong passion,
Yeah, everyone's going to probably get a
These
terminated
groups.
broadcast. There we go. Now you're back.
Now you're
Awesome.
back.
Okay, maybe I'm not going to share my screen. So anyway, what I was saying is you can go into these groups of people who have a similar passion to you because you're always going to have something to talk about. And that builds a rapport, a relationship. It builds a bond, more importantly so, with this person. So when you are chatting, it is completely natural in the conversation to say, by the way, what is it you do? Or, oh, I see you have a home business. How long have you been in the home business industry? Or, oh, I see you have a home business as well. What brought you into the industry? So do you see what I mean when you share a common passion with people? It makes it incredibly easy. Do you want to just mute yourself out for a second, Amanda? It makes it incredibly easy to transition to talking about whatever you have to offer. That is a golden nugget, you guys. It works incredibly well. So don't be afraid to kind of think out the box and go into some groups on Facebook where you're going to really have something to talk about with the people in there, right? Here's another thing. Start your own group, right? If you can't find it, say you're really passionate about health and wellness and you're in health and wellness and you're not finding the perfect group, start your own group. You can do posts, invite people into your group, and you're going to create this whole community of your own where you can provide value to and, you know, of course, get more sales and signups. Absolutely. You can't find the ideal group, go out and create it. There's nothing to stop you from creating your own group. So here's the thing. You have to be proactive, especially in the beginning, right? You are paid, the money you're going to earn is coming from other people, right? So your job, especially in the beginning, is to fill your relationship pipeline. I understood this in the beginning, so I worked my butt off, you know, creating these relationships with people. Just so you know, I was making between 20 and 30 friends a day for the first year when I came into this industry. I do not have the time to do that anymore. I'm lucky if I make 3 a day now. But I realized when I got busier, I would start running out of time to be doing the whole connecting thing. So I ran with it really hard in the beginning. And what I want you to know is if you've only been doing this for a couple months and you go, I have friended like 50, 60, 70 people and I haven't brought anyone into my business or made any sales, it can take time because you have to understand the people you're talking to, they're on their own timeline. Right? They're going to talk to you about business or buy your products or join your business opportunity or join MLSP when they are ready. Sometimes you can have a conversation with somebody and they join you during that conversation. Sometimes, you know, they decide 3 months later to join you. Sometimes it's a year later, sometimes it's 2 years later. So your job is to fill your relationship pipeline and connect with as many people as you can, but not just connect, I mean connect, like build a deep bond. It makes the whole process so much more natural, so much more natural. So you do have to be absolutely proactive. And the thing is too, is when you've been providing value to the marketplace, when people see you have value, you will start to get people friend requesting you a lot. And then it makes your whole job easier because you're not going out and finding all these people to to connect with. You know, you don't have to do that as much when you're getting all these friend requests. So that is another reason you continue to provide a ton of value. And that is another reason you start doing video. Make sure you're doing video, because when people see you on video and they feel like they know you and you're providing value, they send you friend requests, and it makes the whole connecting process much easier, much easier. So there you go. There are some places to find people to connect with. Go into the big leaders pages, get involved in the conversations, follow people, friend request people, go into networking groups, do the same, provide value, make friends. Another thing that I forgot to mention that I wanted to, get more involved in your own timeline. If you post something and people start engaging, you're getting comments, and oh, thank you, Kimberly. You're getting comments and all, and you know, things like that. Make sure you reach out to that person who's left you this comment and connect with them. I think a lot of people forget to connect with the people who are actually engaging with them, right? Somebody likes your comment or your post, reach out to them and start a conversation. Somebody leaves a comment, respond. Also, when you start leaving comments on your own posts, that is getting Facebook to show your post. It puts it to the top of the news feed. Every time there's a new comment, Facebook will take that post and put it to the top of people's news feeds, right? That means a lot more people are seeing your posts. Also, when you're talking to people, be very aware what they are doing. They're scrolling through your timeline. And if they are seeing you are getting a lot of engagement on your posts, what's going through their head? They're going, oh, this person's doing something big. You know, this person's a rock star. Holy cow, look at all the engagement this person has. All these people thanking them for the great value they provided in their video and such, right? It's going to get them to pay attention to you, right? So never forget, people are scrolling through your timeline. We're going to talk a bit about that as well today. So I wanted to get into talking about the first time you connect on social media. And quite honestly, this goes for the first time you connect with any human being on the planet, whether it be at the grocery store, you know, a server in a restaurant, you name it. The faster you can build a bond with another human being, oh my gosh, it changes everything. It changes everything. It is so worth the time. So, my rule. Okay, here's the thing. If your upline is telling you to copy and paste this message, hey,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your speech is pretty garbled. Can you refresh and see if that fixes it?
Refresh. You bet.
Thanks.
Oh, Lord, did I just kick myself off?
No, you're good, and your audio
good.
sounds better.
It's better? Okay, great. I can grab headphones as well. I should have had my headphones.
No,
My
don't worry,
boys
you're
bought
good.
me headphones for Christmas. So, okay, anyway, where was I? Oh, right. So I've gotten a few lately, I'm sure we all have, these lovely copy and paste messages that appear in your inbox, and it's somebody saying, you know, hey, check this out, ground floor opportunity, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Lord. If you're doing that and it's working for you, great. Otherwise, if it's not working for you, stop doing it and start connecting with people. Oh my gosh. The thing is, too, to keep in mind when you're sending these copy and paste messages to people, even those who join you, they're usually not serious business builders. And why that is because a serious business builder who has experience in this industry, they're not going to join the person who has sent, you know, has spammed them. They're just not. They're going to look for a leader. They're going to look for somebody who's providing value. They're going to look for someone who is showing characteristics that lead them to believe this person can help lead them to success, right? So by using these spammy messages, you know, or even, hey, how's it going? How are you currently generating leads online? That kind of stuff, you're attracting the wrong people. So I want to go through some ideas you can do to build better rapport and get more sales and signups. Also, when you're sending, here's the point. When you're sending those copy and paste messages, you know what it says to the person? Hey, number 21st person I've sent this message to, right? That builds absolutely no rapport. I would never be joining somebody's business who has spammed me their link, ever. I'm going to join the person I have a relationship with, right? That's just logical. That is simple logic. So first time you connect with somebody, oh my gosh, you've got to make it personal. You've got to make your message clear to that person that you took the time to check out their timeline and learn about them. It shows you're interested in them and they're not just a number to you. And that is going to build rapport much, much faster. Oh, you've got to take the time to do this. They're never going to listen to your business opportunity if they feel they are just a number. So first thing you do, check them out. Do they have kids? Do they have kids on their cover photo? What is their cover photo? Does it look like they love to travel? Do they live in the same city? Do they have a job, right? You can ask about their job. Oh my gosh, I see you are a writer for the Huffington Post. Wow, that is amazing. How long have you done that for? If you find something on someone's timeline that you have in common, you go with that. If you can't find something in common, but you have something, it's usually obvious when people are proud of something they're doing. It's usually obvious. If you go and talk about something that is meaningful for them, they're going to have to respond. They're going to have to. People want to talk about themselves, and especially if it's something they have achieved, or accomplished, that will build a bond incredibly fast, which makes the whole process of bringing up business and possibly closing them, it makes that whole process happen seamlessly and much faster. It's a much more natural process in your conversation. So find common ground, find things you can relate to that person about so that they relate to you. People generally like people like them, right? So you want to show you are like them. Find common ground. Be genuine. Just be a person. I always say, pretend you're at a cocktail party with this person and you're standing there with a glass of wine in your hand. Make it casual, friendly, engaging, not robotic. The days of, marketing has changed. I've really learned this in the last while. I've only been in this industry for 2 years, but I can see how marketing has changed. This is like new age marketing now, really connecting and building a bond. The days of Glengarry Glen Ross, the always be closing days, the pitching, I think are kind of over. That's kind of old school. Now it's about true relationship building. And when you nail the communication skills and you become good at this will change your business. I absolutely promise you. You've got to take the time to up your communication skills, become a master at small talk, learn to listen to what your prospects are saying instead of being so busy thinking about what you need to say next that you're missing what they're saying. You're missing out on building rapport with this person if they get the feeling that you're not hearing them. They're talking, you're not hearing, you're thinking about something else, how to close them. They feel that. That creates a very weird energy in your conversation, and the person's going to drop off and you've now wasted your time. So take the time to get to know this person, find something to relate that you can relate to each other on. Then when it comes to talking about business, it's a seamless process. When you've built a relationship with somebody, when you've actually become friends, it's completely natural to say, how's it going? Are you enjoying your home business? Or, oh, I see you have kids. Is this why you have a home business, so you can stay at home with your kids? Or So just curious, what brought you into the industry? Or, so just curious, how long have you been in the industry? Just curious, have you always been promoting health and wellness? Do you see how natural those questions are when you're now friends, right? It makes the whole process so seamless. So just don't be weird, you know, just be completely natural. And I always say this, use your intuition. It's a lot of times it's, you know, what people don't say and what they say. So when you're asking a question, really listen to that person. That tells you where to take the conversation next. You should be taking it from what they have just told you. It shows you're listening and it builds rapport incredibly fast. And they're going to like you like that, right? And then when you do bring up your products or your business opportunity, they're much more likely to listen. So listen to your prospects' responses for sure. And that's the thing. You kind of have to have vision when you're connecting with people. You've got to understand that it might take a while for this person to open up to you and, you know, share their pain, and so that you can learn what it is they need. So be patient. With some people, it's going to happen a lot faster. With some people, it takes a while. But your first job is connect, build incredible rapport as fast as you can with that person. Then you start asking gentle questions, like I just mentioned. How long have you been in the industry? What brought you into the industry? You know, have you always been in health and wellness? That kind of thing. Oh my gosh, congratulations. I see you lost 40 pounds in the last 3 months. That's absolutely incredible. That must be fabulous to use in your marketing. You know, really kind of make what you say about them, but also share yourself. I can't stress this enough. You've got to share yourself. It's the fastest way to get to know somebody, to have them get to know you, and to find your pain, to find their pain. There is no faster way to find somebody's pain than sharing your own, right? So next thing I wanted to talk about is your what to post on Facebook. I feel very, very strongly about this. If you've heard any of my trainings, I feel very strongly about being, you know, really almost choreographing what you put on your timeline. It's critical. When you use your timeline the right way, when you know what posts are going to be the most effective for getting people to pay attention to you and attract people to you. I mean, this is, if you're not using your timeline to your advantage, you're making your job a lot more difficult when you have conversations with people, right? So I love this stuff. I absolutely love teaching this stuff. So here are the different things you should be posting. This is how I have done it, right? I was saying earlier, you know, I've built my own business completely on Facebook for free, no paid advertising, all by using my timeline and connecting with people. So Facebook ads and all, and you know, the paid advertising is awesome. I will be getting into that next. But if you want to start off doing it this way for free in the beginning until you want to jump into the world of doing paid advertising, this is the way to do it. I feel it is the fastest way to build your business and get yourself into profit mode. So here are some suggestions for posting on Facebook. Lifestyle. Got to do lifestyle posts. If you are, say, out at the beach with your kids, do a video and say, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. It's a Wednesday afternoon. I can be at the beach with my kids because I have a home business, and then give some value, right? Or take pictures of you at the beach with your kids. You've got to show you. One of your main objectives with your timeline is to get people to know, like, and trust you, right? You want to create, you want them to get the right impression of you. So showing your life, giving them a glimpse into your life is the fastest way to get people to know, like, and trust you. So share what you're doing in your life outside of work. You know, if you're going for a hike, take pictures. If you're on vacation, you darn well be better. You know, you better be taking pictures. If you're going out for dinner, take pictures. Absolutely. So share your life with people. Absolutely. Next one, quotes. Don't rely just on quotes. That is, I call it lazy marketers syndrome. Better than using a quote that everybody has seen 150 times on Facebook, do your own quotes. If you've learned something that day, you've done an MLSP morning wake-up call, oh my God, the quotes that come out of there that you can use, you can do that person's quote and then put their name on it on a really nice graphic, or come up with your own quote. Sometimes you have these thoughts that are like, woo, that's a darn good quote. You just did your own quote. Put it on an image, stick it up there. If you are using someone else's quote, reiterate what is said in the quote, put your own thought with it, and ask a question, right? It's going to make it more original. It's going to get you a lot more engagement on that post. And that is a main objective, getting more engagement on your timeline. It gives you more people to talk to. Facebook will show your posts to a lot more people. So there's my thoughts on a quote. Next post, teaching. You teaching. Yeah, that could be a marketing tip of the day, a health and wellness tip of the day if you are in the health and wellness niche. If you're in travel, tip of the day, the 5 best voted beaches. Think of marketing and your niche market and teach on it. And here's the thing about, I feel very strongly about, you teach in your niche market, tips about that, but you also want to teach marketing. Why do you want to be doing both? I'll tell you why. Because when people are looking for someone to join in business, they don't want to, if they want to get into health and wellness, they don't want to just join the health and wellness guru. If they're smart, they're going to join the health and wellness guru who also is a master marketer, because that means that person can probably show them how to market their business, right? So when you show health and wellness and marketing, or when you are a makeup artist and an awesome marketer, that kind of thing, you're going to attract a lot more true business builders to you. Absolutely. So you want to teach. It can be a tip of the day, almost like a mini blog post. Video. You've got to make video one of your posts. If not every day, at least every second day. Fastest way to get to people to know, like, and trust you, right? Oh my gosh, that is when my business absolutely took off, you guys, is when I jumped into the world of actually doing business. People feel they know you when they've seen you on video a couple of times. They see your mannerisms, they hear you speak. It works like a charm. Do video, absolutely. Also remember, here's another idea for posts. For example, if you're in health and wellness, sit down and think about the top issues your target audience has. Health and wellness. Is it losing weight? Is it more energy? Is it better skin? All these things. Think about their main problems, and you can do a lot of posts about that. When you think about their main issues, you'll never run out of content again. There's always issues to address, right? Next one, I would say social proof. Social proof is oh my gosh, it's an effective post. So what do I mean by social proof? If you have earned the car in your company, you should be posting that. If you rank advanced, post it. You don't have to put your company name and all in there, but the fact that you rank advanced, you should be using that. You have teammates that you've helped and they've rank advanced. That is a good post. You can congratulate them on rank advancing, share how proud you are of them. If you're on the leaderboards, you're darn right you want to be sharing that. If you're generating leads, you can share that. If you just had your first $1,000 day, darn right you should be sharing that. The thing is different people respond to different kinds of posts. There are the people who are going to respond to your lifestyle post because they want the life you are having. So they want to, it makes them come to you and ask you what it is you're doing because they want that for themselves. Then there are the kind of the numbers people. who need to see the social proof. So when you're showing that, that attracts those people. And then there's basic, relatability posts where if you're a single mom and they're a single mom and they feel they just really relate to you, that attracts them to you. If you're an at-home dad, if you are an, musician, but also have a home business, you're going to have other musicians who feel they can relate to you. So make sure you are injecting, you're inserting yourself, as Brian says, into your own marketing. Share stuff about you that you are passionate about, stuff that you are all about, and that's going to attract people to you. When they relate to you, that is a darn good thing. Also, again, I can't stress this enough. When you have that common bond, that common passion, it makes the conversation, when you bring up your business or your products or whatever it is you're offering, it makes it such a natural process. So this is why it's so worth the time to kind of put yourself out there. Allow people to get to know you, share your personality, your passions, and it makes the whole process so much easier, so much more enjoyable. You're just friends. And that is what I absolutely love about this industry. Just be real. I'm actually going to be changing my marketing up quite a bit this year. I'm going to share a lot more of myself. I've got new stuff going on. So I'm going to, I'm starting to work fewer hours now, having more fun. I'm going to start to share that a lot more, right? You're attracting people to your lifestyle. Another post, curiosity post. There's the whole thing, like if you see a movie trailer and they give away the ending, you're not going to go see the movie. In your posts, whether it be about your business opportunity, your products, MLSP, create curiosity so that people have to ask you what you're doing. If you're just putting it out there, what you're doing, if you're putting your company on your timeline, they just Google it. And you have lost having that conversation with that person. So create curiosity about what you are doing, and you're going to get people reaching out to you wanting more information. Oh my gosh, like for example, health and wellness. If there's a shake that is your best seller, you showing a picture of you drinking the shake, but not saying what that company is, and say, oh my gosh, I love starting off my day with way more energy than I used to. That is going to get people reaching out and saying, what is it? What is that shake you're drinking? As opposed to if you show the company name, you tell people what it is, they Google it. They're going to buy it off the company replicated website, or they're going to go buy it from Amazon, and you have lost the sale. You've lost the opportunity to have that conversation with that person and get a sale or a sign up. All right, so curiosity. Next one of my favorite posts, engagement posts. For example, I'll just give you a couple I've done recently. I was driving my son to school about a month ago, and there was an ad on the radio, and their tagline, it was for a company that sold RVs. And the ad said, give us the opportunity to ruin your business. And I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized what they were actually saying was, buy an RV, go camping with your family where there's no Wi-Fi, right? So I thought, ooh, what a fabulous engagement post. So I posted it and I said, is this really good marketing or really bad marketing? And then I reiterated what I heard in the ad, and I got something like 50 comments. So that makes Facebook, every time somebody comments, Facebook takes that post and puts it up to the top of people's news feeds. It also gave me an opportunity to engage with all the people that were leaving a comment in my post, right? So think of how you can spin these things that happen in your daily routine. Think of how you can spin it to make it a much more engaging and interesting post so that you start getting a lot more engagement. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. There's your posts, lifestyle, quotes, value, you teaching, whether it be your niche market, health and wellness, travel, makeup, marketing tips. So to join. Social proof, that is a hugely important post. Engagement posts and curiosity posts is how I have done it for free. So does this stuff work? Yes, but you have to be consistent with it. You know, by being so active, by filling your relationship pipeline and building true rapport with people, and then you pair that with the value you put on your timeline, the value you are providing to the marketplace, that is building your audience. And that is who you're going to make money from. So be ultra consistent, as consistent as you possibly can. The more consistent you are, the more you do these activities, the faster you're going to build your business and get yourself into, you know, into profit mode. Absolutely. That's how I've done it for free, and anyone can do this. You just have to go out and do it. Take action and get her done. Absolutely. Hey, Amanda, can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. So I hope that helps you guys out with Facebook stuff. I absolutely love Facebook. You know, you can, social media. You can connect with so many people. Just take the time to build that bond as opposed to just making contact. You know, there's making contact and then there's making a connection. It is a totally different thing. If you take the time, just to wrap this my part up, if you take the time to really build that rapport, it makes the whole process seamless. If you're not building the rapport, it's going to keep you broke. It's going to keep you broke. So up your communication skills. If you have any questions for me, absolutely hit me up. I'm going to bring out Amanda because Amanda has been doing some very cool stuff on Instagram. So she's got some amazing stuff to share. So I'm going to let you take over, Amanda. Can't wait to hear what you have to say, my dear.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Can you guys see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just wondering if everyone can see Amanda. And I don't have the chat.
Hey, Elizabeth, will you text me if you can see me? But either way, you can hear me, right?
I certainly can hear you.
Okay, well, I will start with at least you guys being able to hear me. But for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Amanda Acosta. And I actually am a single mom. I have 2 boys, and I've been in this industry for a couple of years now. And my story is a little bit different. You know, I have a retail background. I worked for one of the most amazing retail fashion brands for about over a decade. And back in 2013, at the end of December, I made the decision to resign to become the full-time caregiver for my father, who was diagnosed with brain cancer. And so during that time, I just got curious. I spent a lot of time in the hospital with weak Wi-Fi and my phone. And at the time, I didn't even have a laptop. So, and I found some comfort with Instagram. And, you know, I've been with MLSP for a while, for a couple of years now, and I was a student. I was attracted to the fact that they had education, and I just wanted to learn. And when I started implementing a lot of these techniques, I became even more curious. And so fast forward to now, back in, let's see, March 2016 was definitely I'm declaring right now that it was the year of growth. And for me, it was in January. Hold on just a second. Oh, she can't see me. So do you think I need to refresh? You're muted, ma'am.
Sorry, Amanda. I'm not too sure what to do in this case. Apparently, they can just see your little profile picture down on the bottom, but I am not sure how.
Should we just roll with it? And then I'll screen share here in a sec and see if that works.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just roll with it.
Okay.
And so I became really fast. I'm just going to jump into I want to respect you guys' time too. I became really fascinated with Instagram. I came to the platform mainly for inspiration and the zen of the whole platform, and I never really thought of it as a strategy until it started paying me. And that's kind of really how it happens. And until one time I had a friend send me a text message, and he was like, "Hey, I think you got hacked." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so then I looked at some at what I was liking, and I was doing some training, and there were some questionable things that I was liking, and so I immediately stopped all kinds of different strategies that I was doing, and it kind of freaked me out. So, but then I got fascinated with hashtags and the whole platform, and I think that I took so many notes with what Erin just said. And one of the things that I think is best to transition to is the hashtag "Don't Be Weird," and how when you transition from Facebook to Instagram, there's really no difference because there's people behind the profile. And the moment that you come out of that, and see, for the longest time, I was building my audience on Instagram, and I think whenever I had maybe 1,000 or 2,000 followers, I was posting. I'm definitely creative. I love the design piece of everything, and which ultimately attracted me to this. And so I was, posting really great images, but the content I didn't feel. Well, now I see, a completely different, perspective, was lacking something, and it was lacking me. It was lacking me in all the things that I was doing. And although aesthetically my feed looked beautiful and I had followers, I just didn't have engaged followers. And so what I did to really shift it is I got clear. And so I'm going to show you some really cool things today that maybe help open kind of your peripheral at where your target audience is hanging out at, and some things that you can do today. So let me see if I can screen share. Here we go, Erin. We're going to try this screen share thing out.
Otherwise, Amanda, someone said your camera's not on. Up on the top, if you click on the little icons that come down, if you click on your camera.
It does say on, though.
Okay. I'm not sure then.
That's why I was checking. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now it's off. How about now? What do you see now?
Personally, I'm seeing a little circle of your face on the screen.
Okay, let me refresh. I'm going to pop off for just a second and
sure, you bet.
Refresh. And
you bet. Sorry about this, you guys. There's always something that goes on. When I do a webinar, there's always, it's not really technical issues. It's more my issues. But, I am proof that you don't have to be techie to build a business in this industry. Oh my gosh, I am proof of that. Absolutely. And you can do it for free. That's the beautiful thing. You mean somewhat free. You have to invest in yourself, of course, and your skill sets, but you don't have to jump into the world of paid advertising right away. So that's the wonderful thing about what we're actually teaching today. Okay. And I know I'm are you on? Cool.
Can you see me?
I just see your little lovely face in a circle.
That's what's coming up.
Try to screen share.
Let me screen share. Let's see. Let's go here. What do you see now?
Your screen. Yes.
All right.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yay, my screen.
Fantastic.
Well, guys, I'm going to roll through these really fast.
Now, you've got some golden information here. I can't wait to learn this stuff.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try for you guys. And I've got a little gift for you guys, too.
Mm.
So, I'm a pen to paper type of chick. And
I am as well.
And so I want to kind of give you some tools that you can use. So I'm going to talk about Instagram, how to create, connect, and convert. And like I said, first of all, I want to thank, Erin for inviting me out. This was so cool. Like, we hung out in Vegas last month, and, we talked about, collaborating on coming onto a Tuesday hanging out and talking about, the differences. And, what I loved about, what she talked about is, that it's no different. And I think a lot of times we think about Facebook and we think about Instagram, and we think that we should be different, but it's really no different. So let's talk about, so there's your gift. There's your hashtag workbook. A lot of what I'll talk about is going to make sense. And so go to amandaacosta.com/workbook. There's no opt-in. And in fact, the cover photo is of this sweet little cupcakes picture that I took over at Brian's house when I went to the retreat or to the workshop this past December. So that is for you, and it'll make a lot more sense. So you can see my slides, right, Erin?
Sure can. Yep.
Awesome.
We're seeing the first one, the Instagram create, connect, and convert.
Okay, so now what do you see?
Same one. Now I see some goals. Hashtag workbook.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to keep it like that. Okay, guys, I'm just going to click around. Does that sound cool?
Absolutely.
Okay, so some goals for you today is creating content that connects. A lot of what Erin talked about as far as lifestyle, quotes, values, social proof, engagement, it applies to your Instagram account too. So it's going to help you build your audience. Also, I want to help you tell people where they can find you. And this is where I'm going to really dive into some hashtag strategy, and then connect and close the sale, because ultimately that's why we're here. Right? We're wanting to build a business. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and she asked me about analytics and, the things that I do. And of course, I use a tool called Square 11 for, just my personal analytics as far as looking at engagement rate and things like that. But really, when you look at your analytics when it comes to Instagram, the only thing that really matters is leads and sales. Follower count is not going to pay your bills. And if you're creating really great content and you're leading them down to a great training or a tool or a cheat sheet, there's some really great things that you can do. That's what matters. That's what you should be tracking if people are actually clicking on the things that you have. There's some really great tools right now too, that if you're in a product-based business, that you could do. Like right now, because you cannot put a clickable link in a picture, but there are some tools and software out there that you can use. That's a completely cool tool. So I want to talk about some influencers that love Instagram. And my first one is Danielle Laporte. Right now, Instagram is my portal to everything. I cannot remember a time when I just went to Twitter and tweeted some text. Everything I want to say has an image attached to it, and I use Instagram as the funnel for everything. If I have a thought, a tweetable moment, I look for an image to go with it. And she quoted this. I quoted this on her podcast that she did with Creative Live on Profit Power Pursuit. And this was kind of like a little fun thing that I did. I knew that I was getting good with hashtags back in March when I won her biggest B-School bonus ever. And she sent me over like $3,000 worth of product and just great tools and just amazing. And it completely made my day. Unfortunately, one of the things that I didn't really get to celebrate is it happened. The day that I got that email, I remember being so excited, but it was the day before my dad had passed away. So it was really hard for me to even kind of grasp the velocity of how big that was until here recently. So I've been kind of giving away all kinds of stuff that she had given me. So that was a really cool thing and I found the contest and I learned how to do some things via the hashtag. Of course, we know we can't leave Instagram without talking about Gary Vee. Moms are seriously whipping out their phones and snapping selfies at scale. The fastest growing demographic on Instagram is 40 to 60-year-olds who are taking the most selfies in the world. The growth curve in the last 6 months has been 43-year-old females. 43-year-olds are the highest growth curve in selfies. Moms are blank, pulling it out and snapping the blank out of selfies at a scale that nobody thought. And we are disregarding a very important fact. 40 to 60-year-olds are now the ones who are looking for more Instagram followers. This was Gary Vee recently on YouTube, and I'm an active Gary Vee follower. I love his, energy. He has a new hashtag out right now called the hashtag 5-minute club. That would definitely be a hashtag that I would be following if you were looking for active people on Instagram that are, action takers. They're actually active on Instagram. One of these days, I'm going to be one in the first 5 minutes. But anyways, why Instagram? Why Instagram? Okay, Instagram's great strength as a marketing tool isn't posting pictures of your product or putting clever quotes on over scenic landscapes and playing with apps. Although that is fun, it's the filling of holes of your brand story that you might not have otherwise filled in. You are communicating your values, your passions, and your attention to detail that matter to the people that matter to you, which is your audience, okay? So I thought Erin talked about it perfectly when she talked about quotes being, the lazy marketer's tool. Don't quote me on exactly what she said there, but I remember hearing her say that back in the day, and it is so true. And I completely believe it, because whenever I was just posting quotes, I was not getting the engagement that I'm getting now. And it's because I wasn't filling the holes of who I really was and what was actually going on in my world, and actually letting people know exactly who I was. So we have a lot of training in the back office around account basics, but you want to have a strong username, your profile picture, a killer bio, and a strong call to action. I did this last night, so of course I was promoting today's Hangout in my bio. I changed my bio. I try not to change it a lot unless I'm promoting something, because for me, the invitation of where I'm wanting people to come and hang out is more important than telling them that I'm a brand strategist and, all of my credentials on there. I want to share with them the value, because that's what my profile is for. And then you want to set up one clickable link in the URL to the, in your bio too. So I try and keep it very static on certain days, but like tomorrow I'll be promoting the Wednesday webinar. So that will probably be there with something of MLSP's awesome copy. I'll put it there. I'm moving my picture here. There. So the number one goal is to connect with people and give them something of value to build your list. All right, account basics, set your account to public. And then, okay, let's see, I kind of moved on here. So I'm gonna really quickly go through 10 steps.
Cool, loving that.
Okay, all right. So step number one, you wanna post great content. Post 1 to 3 times per day max, okay? So when I say post 1 to 3 times per day, I post once a day, maybe once every other day, but I am hardcore with Instagram stories. That's something that you can post every day, 3 or 4 times a day, to let people get to know who you are. Those random pictures where I'm like, well, I would really love to post this on my feed, but it probably doesn't serve. But like the other day, I was in my hometown, and I really I prefer Target over Walmart. Most people prefer. And so I posted on there. I was like, Hobbs so needs a Target. And I got so much engagement off that. People were commenting on it on my stories. And when you can connect and let people know little things about you, you can do that through Instagram stories. So think about that when you're thinking about the content that you're providing on Instagram. You don't have to post on your timeline every single day if you're providing the story for them. Post great photos. You want your clear, strong, not grainy. And then make sure your top 9 photos give a snapshot of your account. So those top 9 photos, one best practice that I like to do is I like to at least have one picture of myself in one of those 9 photos, to give almost like a about page to your blog. because there's going to be new people following you that may not scroll down to see the posts that I posted, 2 weeks ago that gave kind of a short story about who I was. So every ninth photo, I try and make sure that I put something about who I am, and, that I'm, a single mom, or if you guys can go and read some of my, fun quirks that I put in there. And you just put your personality in it. Plan out your content ahead of time with scheduling apps. I use CoSchedule, but there's tools like Planoly, Later, Hootsuite. I know some friends that use Mass Planner. There's some really cool tools that you can do for scheduling apps. I don't use any third-party apps aside from what my planner. Everything I do is organic. CoSchedule is what I use. Before CoSchedule, I was using Planoly to plan because I was more into the aesthetic. But now that I actually have a feel of my feed, I really don't need it. So I like all my tools in one. Be intentional. You don't have to post in real time. So be intentional with your post. I think Aaron talked about it on Facebook, just like your feed in your Facebook feed. You want to be intentional with your posts and your timeline. So you don't have to post in real time. You want to be thoughtful at the content that you're providing, and then you want to be consistent. So ask yourself these questions when planning your content. How do you want people to feel when they come to your account? What do you want your account to stand for? Why are people following you? Why do they even care? And who is this post serving? Is it serving me because I want to show you my food, or is it serving, them because I want to give them some quotes that they can put on their feed? This is a big thing on how I feel about the quotes that I put on there too. I am big on watermarking, yes, but I try not to make it so intrusive that it's going to be intrusive in somebody else's feed, because I'm creating for them shareable content to make their feeds look fabulous. And so that's when I started kind of seeing the shift in shareable content of people sharing my stuff and tagging me whenever I kind of toned down my watermark on my posts. So that's kind of like a ninja tip right there if you want some shareable content. And
that is absolute gold, because if it's not so intrusive into the image, then people are more likely to share it. I love it.
Yes. And then how can my profile share more than just my work? And I thought it was, amazing when she talked about lifestyle quotes value, because you're wanting to give people a snapshot, the backstory, which brings me to step number 2. And make sure you have a well-written caption in your post with a simple call to action. Aesthetics matter, but your heart matters more. Let your followers know that you're real by giving them snippets of your brand. Again, are you creating that emotional pull to take them with you on your journey and allowing you to kind of incorporate into theirs? Captions serve as invitations, and they tell the backstory. So this idea and hope is to turn your interests and your values into quality content that adds value to your audience. Allow people to feel your core values and your energy. It all goes back to what you do and how you want and what you want your account to stand for. So remember that this is where people will either follow you and love your vibe, or it will allow people to pass you by. Think about what makes you hit follow. That's when I started really thinking about what makes me hit follow, So, okay, I'm going to get real ninja here with hashtags. So if I'm going to kind of break it down and give you kind of my methodology around how I feel about them. If you take anything away from my Instagram presentation, I hope that you take this away. Hashtags connect people, period, the end. Think of it like a filing system. They are the #1 way to get exposure to your account if you use them appropriately. And ask yourself, is this something my ideal audience would search for? Aaron talked a lot about Facebook groups and the quality Facebook groups that you're entering in on Facebook. Hashtags are no different. Once you find those hashtags, and I'm going to give you an example. I think last week Brian talked about Marie Forleo's website, and she has a beautiful website, but she also has a beautiful community. She has a signature course called B School, and in her Facebook group, you have to be a student to be inside B School, right? Well, you don't have to be a student to see the hashtag and go find other entrepreneurs who are trying to build their business, and a way to meet people in the hashtag B School. It's an awesome hashtag. So when you start thinking of it in terms of okay, I'm going to go hang out here and I'm going to go engage here as the way to meet people. Okay. So you want to add 2 to 3 to the main caption that relate to the post. You can have fun here. Sometimes I put sorry, hashtag sorry, not sorry, hashtag don't be weird. Something that relates to actually what you said in your post or to the picture. And then add the 27. This is, where things will change. Add the 27 hashtags in a secondary caption below the post of where you want to be found. Where do you want to be found? Who, when you think about the top post, and there's 9 posts, and I'm going to, the next slide, I'm going to pop into that. Who do you want to surround yourself with? And are you proud to be showing up in these top posts? And that's when things started changing for me, when I started really analyzing, okay, where do I want to hang out? Where are the people that I want to do business hanging out? And so I'm all about trying to get into the top post. And so I can post one time and get over the reach for free of over 1 million, guys, with 30 hashtags.
So just to be clear on this, because this is awesome, I have never understood hashtags. So when you do a post on Instagram and you put that hashtag in, it's going to take what you're posting and put it in that hashtag group.
Yes. And the faster you get engagement. And if you have an engaged audience, an actual audience that's actually listening to you, then you have a higher chance of it ending up in the top post. And guys, this is Ninja when it talks about top post. Your post will live in this feed for 48 hours. So if you're hashtagging like just plain out entrepreneur, you're going to get buried. Okay. So your post will not live in the feed for that long. So if you're really intentional about the hashtags that you are using, community over competition, there's over 600,000 posts. This one I was really striving for, because I started off with just not posting in hashtags of over 300,000 posts. That's where you should start. So I would, whenever you do your research, think about, communities. Courses. Most courses will have a hashtag. Groups. Start thinking about okay, so for an example, software that people use, Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, all of these companies pay millions of dollars to social media marketers to find engaged followers. So those would be some of the hashtags. They all have their own little hashtag movements going on. And so you can find actual people that are using these pieces of software, and they're actual business owners that are actually already telling you that they're paying for a service. And so that's when the game will change. That's when you start meeting people you can engage with people. Hey, I see that you use, Infusionsoft. Tell me about it. What do you think about it? I've been, I'm over here on X, Y, and Z. Or, Squarespace, they have a hashtag too, hey, tell me about this. Well, I use MLSP sites because I love WordPress, and it made it so much easier. These are conversations that you can have with people that are already buying and already using some of the software tools that you use. So that's when it can get really ninja with hashtags. So
that is so cool. That is so cool, Amanda.
So step 4, connect and engage with other popular Instagram accounts in your niche by commenting on their posts. Make it a point to mention in your comments. And now they've made it really easier, because now you can just reply and it'll mention them, but say their name. A lot of times, like this one right here, Kat's IG style, it's weird. Her name's Catherine. Just call her Catherine. Call people by name, because then you don't seem automated. And they really appreciate that. And then they follow you, and they lift you, and they show up on your stories, because you can tell when people are showing up. Another thing that I like to do, 3 likes and a comment. You see this a lot, connecting with people in your target niche by going and liking 3 of their images, commenting authentically on 1. Do this with 10 to 20 accounts minimum per day. Finding actual people that you would like to do business with. Go back to step 3 and go through the hashtags of that ideal customer. What do you do in Facebook groups? You engage, you ask questions, you meet people. Instagram is no different. People just do it in hashtags versus designated groups. So reciprocity is huge on Instagram, especially in the beginning when you're building your account. But remember, you can only follow 7,500 people, and that just makes my head hurt, following 7,500 people. I'm kind of like Danielle Laporte, that she said that she is a drive-by follower. She follows a minimal amount of people, sees their life, and then leaves and goes finds other people to follow. So I'm making it a big goal of mine this year to really narrow that down and get to know the lives of the people that I'm actually following and spending time there. So step number 6 is Instagram stories. I love Instagram stories. It allows you to record a live video or take photos with your smartphone and add them to a story that lasts 24 hours. Plus, if you had mentioned somebody in a notification, so right there, I had mentioned my girls, Erin and Elizabeth, they get a notification in their box. Well, right now, Instagram stories is new, okay? So a lot of the influencers that are on playing with Instagram stories and figuring it out, you can pop them up. They're gonna get a notification, hey, I was watching Erin Birch on, on the Tuesday Hangout. She was sharing all this value, and she's gonna get that, okay? And so I've connected with a bunch of influencers just by, posting them and tagging them on my Instagram stories, and nothing in a weird way. You don't want to get all weird on them and start tagging people on in weird stuff. It's just like, hey, I appreciate you. Thanks. I found value in what you just, hooked me up with. It really, it really helped me out. I had no idea. And so, and then also another great tool is, if you have a hangout, or if you're hosting a webinar, or if you're, you've got something that you're promoting and you have that link in your bio, tag yourself. Do a small little video and mention yourself and tell them that they can go to your bio to get signed up for whatever you're offering there. And hear my heart when I say this to you guys. Hear my heart, please. If you have ever been nervous about video, don't know where to start, don't know, this is the best platform for it, because 30 seconds, you can do 30 seconds, right? And just tell a small little story. Hey, I'm hanging out here, and this will help, kind of ease that comfortable piece. And you're allowing your followers to get a small little kind of feel of who you are in your voice. And that's powerful. So if you, was so introverted. I remember whenever I was doing videos and it was 15 seconds, I was like, okay, I'm like having these like mental conversations with myself. I'm like, okay, Amanda, it's only 15 seconds. You can do 15 seconds. Now, of course, now Instagram video is a minute, but now I have Instagram stories, and I can only make a 30-second video. And I feel like now I'm like going 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. So, which is perfect, because now we have Instagram Live. And I love Instagram Live because it disappears. I hate this Instagram Live because it disappears, but it's a beautiful thing. It reminds me of, if any of you guys follow Diane Hockman, she does what, if you've ever taken any of her courses, sometimes she'll do like these pop-up calls, and you never know when they're going to be throughout the day. She just kind of posts on Facebook or in groups of the course that she's doing these pop-up calls. And it's awesome because you're serving the people that are already there. So many times on Instagram, we're so busy trying to go out and find multiple, thousands of followers. What if we just stopped and served the people that were already there? I mean, I think about, my following, I have 11,000 followers. I'm like, that's a lot of people, Instead, we're so busy trying to get more. And I'm like, how about I just kind of chill out and I show up on Instagram stories every day, or Instagram stories, Instagram Live, and I just kind of serve the people that show up. So if one person shows up to your Instagram Live, you just have a conversation with them. It's not weird, because where I was struggling was with my Facebook Lives was the waiting, okay, because it lives in your feed, right? And it's a completely different platform. with Instagram stories, it's going to disappear. And so I stopped worrying about, should I be recording it? This is content. I should be doing, all of this syndication with it and doing this. And I was like, screw it. I'm just going to do Instagram Live. People show up. I'm just going to hang out and I'm going to give some value, send them to, my profile, and it's working. So chill out. Just pop up on Instagram Live. And those people that are going to show up are going to show up, and it may just be one. And actually, you probably will enjoy just having one because you can actually have a conversation. You'll love it.
Very cool.
Okay, step number 7, really quick. This has kind of changed the game for me here. And it's probably the simplest of steps. Simply go to the previous day post. So you post one day. The next day, go back and like all the people that, so right here I have 454 likes. So the next day I would go back and I'd go and try and go into each one's profile and like their first photo. I like to call it love for love. It makes a huge difference because what's happening on Instagram, a lot of people use some automation, which is cool. But a way to kind of counter, productive for the bot is they're not going to follow you and designate you a ghost follower because you're engaging with them. You're engaging with the bot, and that's cool. So, but aside from that, it lets people know that you actually saw that they took the time to come and like your post. It'll make a huge difference. This is actually what helped me build my account. So whenever I had 2,000 or 3,000 followers and I was trying to build, I was, I like to call my hashtag world, my hashtag lab, and I was trying to figure it all out. I was just kind of engaging with the people that were actually already there. So that will help a lot if you're struggling with getting engagement. And then promote your post for free. On occasion, you may want to promote your post on your Facebook profile or your fan page for more visibility. Invite them back to your post. I don't post a whole lot from Instagram to Facebook a whole lot because I want people to come to the platform. But every once in a while when I'm posting something that I'm promoting, then I'll absolutely post it on Facebook to invite them back to where I'm at. But ultimately, I want people to know that I hang out on Instagram. This is where I'm at. If you have questions, this is where, this is kind of like my place. As they say, like, plant your flag. This is where you're at. I love Instagram. Okay, and then participate in other people's posts. Instagram loves engagement, and so do people. Look for and pick 10 to 15 accounts each day and go and comment in their thread doing what they ask you to do, okay? So many people will ask you to tag a friend or, ask your opinion, or some will just even ask for an emoji. When you show people that you're genuinely active on Instagram and that you're adding value to their post, many will reciprocate with you in your call to actions and come to your webinars and download your, checklist. So it's just about being human and having fun and letting people know that you're there, you got them. Tribes are really big on Instagram, I'm telling you. People love that. And then again, I talked about it earlier, go live, show up for one. If one person shows up, go live, share something of value with them. Like I said, what has worked for me is if I have something really big to promote, like tomorrow, I'll go live probably about 15 minutes before the Wednesday webinar and invite whoever's on live with me, whether it be, it could be one person, it could be 10 people. Hey, I'm about to head over to the MLSP Wednesday webinar. You want to come hang out? I've got a seat saved for you over in my profile. Casual. Keep it casual. So that is what I've got, Erin. That is what I have got.
That absolutely rocks. You've inspired me to really check out Instagram. I mean, I was on it years ago and never really saw the value in it, but I'm beginning to see a lot of value in it. Now I understand hashtags a lot more as well.
Yeah, and it makes such a huge difference. In that workbook that I gave you guys, it'll kind of broaden your thought process of like, where are you looking for people? I'm like when we were in Vegas, that GoPro 2016, I was already meeting people from just the hashtag.
So cool. So cool.
There's some really great free ways that you can do to connect with people and close them. And now, like, a lot of my gigs have I would say 90% have come from Instagram. People have met there.
So cool. And it's so neat how social media is changing every day. It seems like it's getting more and more social. You know, when you're engaging people, it's being rewarded by these social media platforms. And this is how marketing is changing. You know, injecting your personality and your passion and your energy into your social media posts. You know, gone are the days where it's, you know, click this and buy kind of thing. It's all about you. And it changes everything. It makes it so much more fun to do. And that's one thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention about Facebook is the storytelling posts. This is another post. If you go on my timeline, probably the second post down, I have a story post. I wanted to share, like to show you guys that, where I basically, this is what all your top earners are doing. They're even running ads behind it and promoting it. It's a story post. It's when you tell your story, you are sharing yourself. For example, in mine, I'm mentioning how, you know, I'm so grateful for how far I've come. I'm a single mom of 2 teenage boys. I struggled like crazy in the beginning. So you're telling your story, which creates relatability. So I'm really seeing, you can do all this on Instagram as well. It's very, very cool. Very cool.
So taking that story post and placing it in the caption is huge. I actually that's where I started really grasping this idea of telling the story via the caption before Instagram stories came. I had a mentor of mine tell me, you know, Amanda, for 30 days, pretty much, tell me your story. Like, and so then you start finessing who you are and finding the things that you really like and your passion, and people start connecting with you in that way. And it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing when you start sharing yourself on social media. At first, you're kind of like, well, no one cares. It should be about them. That is true. But if you want people to get to know, like, and trust you and open up so that you have that conversation about your business or products or whatever you have to offer, you have to share yourself. You just do. Oh, I love social media marketing. It's an amazing thing. So if you guys have any questions at all, I seem to be completely unable to open up the chat or the questions. But if you have any Instagram questions, you know, I'm sure Amanda will be happy to answer a few. I'm happy to answer questions as well. You can always post them in the MLSP community group. And if you have been a guest on today's webinar and you're actually looking to really master online marketing so you can grow your business crazy fast this year, shorten your learning curve, this is how Amanda and I have learned how to market online. So, you know, contact the person who set you up with this invitation for this webinar, and check out, you know, ask them some information on MLSP, My Lead System Pro. It is the attraction marketing training and marketing system that Amanda and I have both used to learn how to do this business, to put our businesses in profit mode. So if you're ready to make that happen to yourself, do yourself a favor and connect with the person who invited you here today and check this out. It can change absolutely everything for you as well. So I hope you guys got some amazing value today. Thank you so much for coming on, Amanda. That was information that I'm finding incredibly helpful.
You are so welcome, and thank you for having me. Oh my gosh. And I also want to thank Norbert and Brian and all of this coaching program. If you have not, it changed my life, you know, and I don't say that about a whole lot of things, but, you know, I think I got myself to live the dream. I peeled myself up to get myself to live the dream. I'd lost my dad in March, and I needed something to help, you know, and that was it. So if the workshop too, I don't know if it's sold out or not, or if you ever have the opportunity to get to the workshop, the workshop is life-changing, guys. And I don't say that about a whole lot of things, but I'm such an introvert. Events are great. You get to, you know, connect and network. But when you can actually sit down in a classroom with people that actually care. And, you know, I was so blown away with how patient Norbert and Jim and Jesse and April Marie were with really helping us. And it's life-changing. Your life will change.
Absolutely. You have to be willing to invest in your skill sets. You have to invest in yourself and your skill sets. I mean, before I decided to invest in my skill sets, you know, I was broke, making no money in this industry. And I agree with you, Amanda. I went to the retreat last year and it changed everything in my business. You know, you've got to make that, if you want to gain the skill sets to pay you for the rest of your life, you have to get those skill sets. They don't just magically appear in your head. You've got to invest in yourself, gain those skill sets. And that is how you create financial freedom. Because when you learn how to market online the profitable way, it's game over. You'll never have to worry about money again. So awesome, you guys. If you have any questions, just shoot us your questions. We're happy to answer a few. And have an awesome, awesome day, you guys. Take care for now. Bye.
Bye.